Alright, so I'm going to attempt something that you definitely should not try at home, and I'm going to use this as basically an example. I have been feeling a lot of weird things lately regarding social media, and I want to hopefully elucidate some of the things I've been feeling and explain where I want to go with my channel and what I want to do with it. I've curated it mostly for tree camping, obviously. That's the channel name. I want to still keep it primarily tree related, but I would love to branch out into other forms of tree climbing. For instance, free climbing. I grew up free climbing, and although it is supposedly more dangerous than climbing with the gear that I've gotten, it is still very near and dear to my heart. So I would like to share that with other people who are potentially interested, and bring out this part of my hobby to my YouTube channel. I haven't done this for fear of criticism and all the other online forms of essentially scolding or shaming. It shouldn't, but it does weigh heavily when people say mean things or say what you're doing is wrong or dangerous. Like, you don't think I know this is dangerous? This is this is so sketchy. This is I mean, another level, which is why I haven't shown it on my YouTube channel. But I feel that I'm past the point of trying to completely manicure everything that I put out. There. So I'm going to try to integrate more forms of tree exploration and appreciation on this channel, and I hope you guys, whoever's interested at least, will enjoy it as well. I want to just say, I get it. It's dangerous. I get it. I could be doing things safer, probably, somehow. I know I could die doing this. I know I could get paralyzed doing this. I know. Take, for instance, base jumping. I watched a video of a guy base jumping inside of a building the other day, and all I could think was, that is so friggin' awesome. This guy loves base jumping, and regardless of what everyone is probably telling him, you could die, you could get hurt, blah blah blah, he went for it. He did it. And most of the comments were positive. Sure, I didn't read too deep because I don't particularly like getting into YouTube comment discussions, but it kind of inspired me to stop hiding certain aspects of my tree climbing from YouTube, because I'm not trying to get people out doing stuff like I'm doing now, but I am trying to get people to pursue their passions and think differently about public scrutiny. Essentially this form of expression, this freedom and love to pursue things like this, is paramount to my mental sanity and clarity and function. If I can't do this, then I can't live. I know that sounds dramatic, but trees were one of my ultimate escapes from any problem I was having ever growing up. If I was upset, I would go climb and sit in a tree. I remember we had a couple of emus, and one of them got killed by, I think, coyotes. So we were trying to wrangle up the other one to sell him because he needed a partner and was very lonely. And we got a rope around his neck, which we now know is not the way to do it, but it kind of ripped open his throat, and I just remember seeing his throat open up, and I almost blacked out. I was so traumatized by that gory image of this creature that I absolutely loved. And I went and I climbed a tree that I'll post a video on, and I'm doing free climbing. I'll post a video on it later. But I climbed up there and I sat and I cried for like 2 hours. And just trees have been my comfort. They have been my inspiration. And that started with free climbing. Free climbing is a much more raw sensation than getting all the gear and ropes and everything else. This right here, this is almost dead, but it has just enough grip left where I can mostly put my weight on this part, but use this as kind of a stop. I know, that's dangerous. Why would you do that? Why would you risk that? I don't think it's a risk. You can disagree with me, you can tell me I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm an absolute fool, an idiot. I don't see the point though. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm going to keep sharing, mainly because I love just the propagation of what's possible to do in your backyard. And if I hadn't seen Tree Fool using gear, I would still be free climbing with hammocks. And I mean, Logan, he got out there, he figured out how to make his own hammocks. He's made, I don't even know how many different types of tree-specific hanging cots, basically, like portaledges and hammocks. And he inspired me to get the gear and start climbing trees that I never was able to before. And if he hadn't taken the time to make his amazing, goofy, awesome videos, then I never would have been able to get into, I mean, most of the trees that I've climbed since turning 18. It's opened up a whole new world. But like this tree, I couldn't get into this one unless there were that little tree right next to it. So this is a pretty interesting scenario. Like this tree would have been one that I'd have to use gear in before, if that tree weren't there. But trees, you just get so creative. It's like rock climbing. I know people did cry out about Alex Honnold free soloing El Cap and all the other crazy stuff that he's done, do you think he's unaware of that danger? No. I mean, this isn't anywhere near the level that he's at, obviously, but I think it's similar in merit, where I'm doing this because I love it. I know it's not the absolute safest thing I could be doing with my time right now, but so what? Driving a car is dangerous, driving a motorcycle is dangerous, doing anything as a human being on this earth is dangerous. It's just figure out what risks you're willing to take in order to survive, and take them if you want. That's where I'm at. I understand a lot of you are probably reaching out because you're concerned. I have people tell me all the time, hey, I had a tree fall down randomly last week that was the size of the one you're climbing. Okay, yeah, that happens. I don't know what to tell you. This one, it didn't fall when I was climbing it. I don't think my extra 180 pounds is gonna do much. I know where to put my weight. I know where I'm relatively safe, and I know the risks that I'm willing to take. So your concerns are, I suppose, appreciated to an extent, but you needn't voice them. I'll try to be respectful to those of you who continue to voice concerns about the safety and other aspects of what I'm doing. But just know that it's not going to change anything. I'm doing what I love and sharing it with people in the hopes that they will also enjoy vicariously going on these adventures with me. So hopefully you've enjoyed this mini rant and somewhat sketchy free climb. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. I would say leave your comments down below, but leave your comments down below if anything I've said has spoken to you, or you've related to anything, or if you just want to say hi, whatever. Again, I'm doing this and sharing it because I love tree climbing, and I want other people to see how amazing your backyard can be, or your local park, or anywhere with trees. Trees are amazing. Well, if you guys want to see the time lapse of that, then it'll be on my Instagram.